Connie is going to talk to us about understanding the board process. We touched on it a little bit with our panel earlier about some of the roles and responsibilities, but she's going to dig into that a little bit more from the clerk's perspective. So how do boards function? Who do they answer to? The different types of boards and responsibilities as a board member. Connie is the clerk to Orangeburg City Council, and she reports to 7 county. I'm so sorry, county. And it says county right here. I just can't read. I apologize. When I printed all of this out, I thought this font is huge. I'm going to make this smaller. And then when I got up here and started looking at it, I thought, I should have left it big. It wasn't too big. Orangeburg County Council, she reports to 7 elected officials and is responsible for accurately recording all county business and maintaining a records management system. She was awarded the President's Cup by the Orangeburg County Council in recognition of her leadership and contributions to county government and to the South Carolina Association of Counties. She's also a 2017 graduate of Leadership Orangeburg. And prior to joining Orangeburg County government, she served for 13 years in various roles at South Carolina State University. She also fought the traffic coming up from Orangeburg today. So persistence, right? It doesn't just pay off in boards. You just have to stick it out. So thank you so much for being here. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, wow. As my fellow clerks have already pretty much explained a lot of information to you all, I'm gonna try not to be redundant and bore you, okay, for the next 15 minutes. But understanding the board process, do I just flip it? Or, okay. These are my objectives for you today. How the board function, who they answer to, the different types of boards, and your responsibility as a board member. Of course, I want to let you know what South Carolina requires for counties, which is by law, and county council shall provide, I'm sorry, let me read this instead of looking at the, for appointment of certain boards and commissions, committees and commissions, appointive powers of council. So if you want to go back and review this information, it's on the South Carolina Code of Laws, so you can know exactly how your council appoints boards and commissions. How a board functions, it depends on the board or commission. Each board or commission is unique in its purpose, mission, and role. It is especially important that the members be familiar with their board's governing statute and other authorizing directives so they can understand the framework within which board must operate. That's important. So who they answer to? All boards and commissions answer to county council, unless it's a state board and it will answer to the governor's office. Each board or commission should have a chair and a vice chair. Each member of the board, once you appoint it, you would then, once council appoints you, you would then answer to the chair or the vice chair of that particular board or commission that you are on. There's different types of boards, as my fellow clerks have already said. It depends on which county that you're in, the different boards that you may see within your county. Some boards are required by law or regulations. Some boards provide important resources to help the counties fulfill its mission. And boards and commissions bring credibility that provides balanced views and can act as a sounding board for new ideas. So here is what I want to give you an idea. You have advisory boards, policymaking boards, and decision-making boards, which all of them kind of do the same, but they all still answer to county council. This is very important. This is the meat of this presentation. Your responsibility as a board member. First is accountability, right? So you know that some boards and commissions are volunteer purposes only, meaning that you don't get a paycheck. This is something that you volunteer to do, your time, your free time, that you feel that, you know, I want to go And Ms. Barbara talked about being on the bicycle committee. This is very important to me because you are passionate about this. So just know what you're volunteering for and what the true meaning of being a volunteer is about. Research, we talked about that. Research that particular board. What do they do? How do they offer services to the county? Know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting on, how many members on the board. Who's the chair? Because it may be somebody that you don't like. I'm just saying. Maybe someone that you can't work with. So you have to be mindful of those things, you know, when you wanted to be on a particular board. Attendance, be committed, attend meetings. That's very important. You're not gonna know unless you're there, and participation is important. I know sometimes when you're new on the board, it can be intimidating because one problem I feel that we have with boards is that people feel that they don't have term limits. They just feel that they can just stay on the board until whenever, until Jesus called them home or whatever. And that's not so. You know, some boards and commissions don't work like that. You do have a term limit. And you want to, so sometimes it's intimidating when you go into as a new person coming into a new board or commission, and you may feel like, well, wow, they may have, you know, their mind is already made up and they already have. No, your opinion matters. You go into that board or commission that you are passionate about and you let your voice be heard. You stand firm, and definitely, again, know your community, but we'll get into that. But even with resignations, notify the chair. Don't just quit and say, I'm not coming no more. No, don't do that. Let the council person that represented you, the person that appointed you, give them courtesy to let them know, you know, I've served my term, or something has come up, or I just don't feel that I'm valuable anymore or have anything to offer. So I'm going to resign. And be kind and send a letter to the county council's office or the clerk's office to let us know, because that lets us know that now we need to let that particular council person know you need to find another representative to represent your district. And it's okay if you don't want to be on that board anymore, you know, because again, things in life changes, and change is going to come regardless. So be knowledgeable. Know the board or commission in which you are on and you wish to be a part of. So if I know, for example, they have a sewing committee and I don't know how to sew, I can't be on that board because I'm not going to be no good to anyone, because now I'm coming in. Why do I want to be on the sewing committee if I have nothing to offer the sewing committee? Know the rules, model rules of parliamentary procedures of South Carolina counties. That's important because know that when you go in meetings, Robert rules of order or whatever they operate in are very important. You can't just speak your mind. You have to acknowledge the chair. You have to give your point of view. Know those rules before you, while you're on the board or before you go in. Know your decision are not personal. I can't say, well, I don't want no puppy town next to this particular, I'm just saying, if you want a planning commission, I can't feel that I don't want no puppy town near this area because my best friend lived there. So I'm going to go into this meeting because I know I'm on the planning commission and say, no, I don't want to vote for that. You have to be non-biased. You have to look out for the betterment of your community, how it's going to benefit everyone, not just where you live, not just where your best friend live, but the whole county as a whole. So when you're applying to boards and commissions, understand that it's not about you. And that if you really have a love for service and you have a love for your community, you have a love for where you live, that's the type mindset you should have going into being on a board and commission, because you're going to have to work with other people that may not think like you, may not look like you, may not sound like you, but you have to work together to come up with a common goal. And last but not least, all areas of the community you need to know. You need to know the youth, You need to know the adults. And you need to know the elderly within your community. So it's important that when you get ready to apply and you see a board of commissions that you love, that you think about those things before you apply. That's pretty much my spiel for today, if you have any questions. But I just want to thank the Women in Leadership for giving me an opportunity to speak with you today. Of course, I have to acknowledge my Clerk, the Council Association, and also the Association of Counties. I put their website up, so if you all needed more information, you know where to go to pull that information. As my fellow clerks from Charleston have said, we have clerks, and your clerks are there to help you. Contact the clerk's office. Again, Kristen, can I just be real? They're good. They love, they're together. With me, I'm a team all by myself. So they have each other. So be patient with your clerks if they don't reach back out. It's not that they're ignoring you. They have a lot on their plate. As she said, I have 7 elected bosses that I have to answer to. And sometimes it gets overwhelming, but I promise you, I will answer your questions or come by the office. Again, coming to council meetings are very important, but I digress. And are there any questions?
You were so thorough.
Wow, thank you.